I'm live. They've given me a hot microphone. This is a terrible idea. All right. I had double audio there for a sec, so just sorry for the delay. We are here at the Nürburgring for the 8th round of the Porsche Carrera Cup. This is a multi-community cup featuring ESR, Race Club America, Esports Racing Argentina, as you can see there with Mateus Polidoro. I like that name. That's a good name. And the boys at Tugas. I believe those are the only communities involved, but that's still pretty impressive. We got 4 communities. We're rocking it here. Right now, we got Joaquin Juan Urena and Leo Gomez Martinez out front. I don't think that'll stay that way just because I'm seeing only 3 times posted and a lot of gaps. And also, this is practice. We have another 30 minutes of it. I am your host, Michael Magus. We may be joined by Byron Dirksen, or he may have passed out after work. These are the options basically present to us. And with me is silent director / cameraman Martin Edmonds.
Semi-silent.
Semi-silent. Josiah Jerome. He's got a new flag. Back to the St. Vincent's flag. Either that or maybe he just wasn't, maybe he's always been using the St. Vincent's flag and it's just an ACC that he's not using it because it's not there. ACC has a much lesser selection of flags. So a lot of small nations and non-motorsport active nations are missing from the pool, including some surprising ones. I must say, I've been informed that Belarus is not an option, which is weird. That's a pretty large country. I've been informed that a couple of the former Yugoslavian countries are also missing, which is disappointing, including the land of the rising sun, Macedonia. I just say that because they have a really cool flag, and I was going to pull it out at some point because I am Serbian Croatian, but I don't consider myself to be either because, frankly, I consider all the Slavic people to be one people, and that'll probably get me some political hate.
We race as one, right?
Well, it's not even we race as one, as just no genetic difference between the 6 groups of Slavic people. We just refuse to live as one country.
Aren't we all the same?
We got basically we're divided by religion and politics, and frankly, those are bad. Those are bad dividing lines, in my opinion. Also, we're not even divided by religion in most cases, because outside of the Bosnians, we're all Christians, just different denominations of Catholic versus Orthodox. So even that is a pretty poor reason. So there you go. Anyways, enough of the politics. We're here at Nürburgring, arguably home of German motorsport, I would say. Hockenheim's kind of surpassed it in terms of prestige and importance in recent years, but this is where the German GP was for the longest time. This is where all the biggest German races were. Of course, this is the site of the Nordschleife. We're just not racing it today. This is the stadium section of the track. So there's all that. Many tragic and victorious moments have occurred here. And you also, of course, have most of the German major auto manufacturers relatively close by. Because you do have the headquarters for Porsche, you have the headquarters for Mercedes, you have the headquarters for Audi, all pretty close by. The only one that's really not here is BMW. That's more towards Hockenheim. But we'll be seeing some Porsche Carrera Cups race around here as we see the grid kind of, well, not the grid because it's practice, but we see people kind of forming up over time here, following Mateus Polidoro around the track. Looks like he violated his lap at some point because we're not getting a lap time, so this is not going to pop up. There we go. He begins his hopefully first timed lap. And hopefully we'll see some new people. I've been informed that Tugas is bringing some new faces, so we'll see if we get some new blood. ESR and Esports Argentina, of course, are battling it out for the team's championship, which has been going on since the start of the series. It's really been the 2-horse race. And right now, ESR is in the lead. But we've seen in the past that Esports Argentina can change that quickly because they do have a group of very fast, very effective drivers. And when they get things right, they're really, really hard to stop. So not much else is happening. If anyone has any questions in chat, throw them out there. This is, the best time to, integrate with the chat, answer questions, because there's no racing action really to comment on, to deal with. And Martin is prepping up the standings for us to be shown here.
First thing we'll show here is the driver's standing.
There's your Drivers' Championship. Josiah Jerome for ESR in the lead from Joaquin Juan Urena and Guido De Palma. You can see ESR in Argentina kind of littering the top there. I think we actually have to correct Mateus Polidoro's name on here at some point, because I think we have 2 T's, and I think it's just 1 T. Yes. So we'll delete a T from his name. And you can see the lower ranks filled with the RCA and the Tugas guys, which, to be clear, still appreciate the Tugas guys and the RCA guys coming. In fact, I think we probably appreciate them even more because they're showing up and struggling and doing their thing, but they're still here, still showing that community pride and bringing it. And we got RWB International in the chat. Probably Charger. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know who usually mans their YouTube channel. Could be Charger, could be Skull, could be any number of people. They have actually a very large and impressive administrative core.
That's true. They all do a very, very good job. They're pros.
They do. They are absolute pros. And we're hoping to see Afforfati, Momento Mori, El Capitan on the track today, as he's supposedly making his return.
So just a side note, Mike, I was advised that we forgot to include the fastest lap. I know we mentioned it quickly, but, I think Joaquin really wants those points. So
I know, I totally understand Joachim wanting those points. He has been the fast man. That's definitely a plus for him.
Yeah. So we will be tweaking this chart here. Don't worry, Joaquin will get to that. Let me get you another screen here.
This will be the Teams Championship, I imagine. There we go.
Yeah, that is the team. At the very top there of the screen.
ESR leading the way on 643 from 504 for Argentina. Tugas on 53 and 12 for the RCA crew. You can see the RCA crew, unfortunately, has not been showing up lately. That's why there is a number of zeros there. But the series will go on.
Oh, wrong. There we go. Okay. All right, let's go see the director tool. It's telling us we have 7 that are already signed up on the server.
Looks like a couple of people are still struggling with getting legal lapsing, because we've seen Mateus Polidoro go around a couple of times and still no time up for him. It looks like he's running afoul of the track limit issues.
Well,
I'm not really sure. I'm not
follow
really sure.
him on board.
I'm not really sure where he'd be falling afoul of them, because I've never really thought of Nürburgring as one of those tracks with track limits that come up a lot, but apparently it is.
There you go, Mike. I gave you a full screen that you and Byron love so much.
We do prefer it. Just returning down Parsec a little bit. So here is Mateus Polidoro. Oh boy. Okay, maybe this is where he's been unable to get the lap to work.
All right.
Leo Gomez Martinez flirting with the track limits there. I should get a track map up here so I get the turn names. Nürburgring, not one of those tracks that I really remember the turn names for.
You want us to follow a particular individual? Josiah's on the track right now.
Just whoever's at the start finish line. Let's get a lap tour here.
Alrighty.
Okay, there we go. I found a map. Okay, so We're a little bit into lap here with Josiah Jerome as we speak. He's working his way through the Mercedes arena right now, which is the first bunch of turns there. That whole, I'm not really sure how to describe that shape. Into the Ford curve here, which is an interesting pair of turns 5 and 6. And then he's going to go on to the Dunlop Kier? I don't know. I don't speak German. But anyways, this is Dunlop. We'll just call it Dunlop. It's a hairpin. I assume Kier might mean hairpin. And then we're heading towards the Schumacher S. Is probably the most famous turn on the track. This is basically as flat out as you can make it. Very similar to Eau Rouge at Spa. Kind of like a mini Eau Rouge, if you want to think of it that way. Next up will be the Rtl Curve, which is turn 10. And then the Warsteiner Curve, Byron's favorite curve, turn on the track. Turn 11. Next up will be Advan, which is really just a super fast kink. You're not going to brake here. This is full throttle all the way through there. And then we finish off with the NGK chicane. Not sure. Oh, we got the wider chicane here today. I think that's actually a little easier of a chicane, to be honest. And then Coca-Cola Curve to round it all off. The final turn, where I took out Martin when we raced here in the DTMs.
Mm-hmm.
Unintentionally, of course. I hit the pit wall entrance and bounced back into the track and hit Martin.
How did the steward react to that one?
We didn't like it, but he also couldn't give a penalty. I mean, can't give a penalty for smacking into the pit wall.
And here we have Michael Magus, who just ran out of talent.
That would be basically probably his reaction on that. Ran out of talent. I know, I'm the one that says ran out of talent. He doesn't really say that. He borrows that from me periodically because he can't think of a better way to describe why he doesn't give penalties to people who just fuck up. Can't give penalties for running out of talent. So, there's our track temperature and everything today. No wind, 30-degree track temp, 20-degree air temp. Expected sunny and dry. Should be mentioned, I don't think Raceroom does anything but sunny and dry weather. So there is that. Not really sure what to say about the times right now. Joaquin Juan Urena's way ahead. That might be truthful. That might be just him running qualifying times as opposed to everyone else getting some race time in. There's always a bunch of different philosophies going on all the time because well, some people are working on just going as fast as possible. Other people are worried about the tires. They're trying to get that into the range. They're trying to get a good race time in. So we've seen in the past that these practice times can mean very little, which is also the case in real racing too. So an aspect of simulation that does come through. That being said, I mean, we know the fast names. We know that Juan Urena is going to be up front, regardless of how accurate that time is. We know that Josiah Jerome will probably be there. Leo Gomez Martinez, Polidoro, Zatoni, these are fast guys. De Palma's a fast guy. So, I mean, we are seeing the guys who I think will be fighting for top fives.
All right, Mike, I'm leaving you on your own while we have 15 minutes before start of qualifying. Hopefully, we get Byron soon. Maybe I'll text him on his phone. That could wake him up.
Not a problem.
I will see you in a little bit.
You've left these poor people here just with me. It's this is probably ill-advised. Ariel Zatoni has got himself a pair of PBs, so it looks like he's really turning it up because he right now sits 1.1 seconds off, and he's only 0.3 off as of the end of the second sector. So as he heads into Coca-Cola here to wind things off, here comes Zatoni, and it won't take the top spot, but it will get much closer. You can see there he took almost a half second, actually more than a half second off of his race time, off his lap time. So maybe now kicking into a bit of a qualifying run. after working on some race practice. This, of course, is a very long track. You can see the time up there, 1 minute 59.9. So about we call it 2 minutes. So the differences here will be quite substantial in gaps, because usually the gaps grow as the lap time grows, because there's just more time to differentiate yourself from your opponents. Guido De Palma kind of doing the same here. He's currently 2.5 off, and he's got about a second improvement, or pardon me, about a second and a half improvement here. We'll see what he does. This should put him up into third place, I think. And it does. 1.1 off the time put down by Joaquin Juan Urena. So it looks like people are turning it up now. We're getting some better lap times. Newcomer to the series, welcome aboard, Diego Braganca. If I'm saying that wrong, let me know. But Diogo is here for the Tugas crew, Tugas Racing International, and looking to put up a lap time here early on. We haven't seen any lap times from the Tugas crew. It's all ESR and ESR A. Which, of course, is why I'm demanding the Argentines come up with a different combination for their name, because it's ESR versus ESRA. It's a little bit weird. So we got Diogo, we got Josiah out there. He's got a personal best in Sector 1 as he heads through the hairpin up to the Schumacher S's. And we'll see what he can do. Should be a timing line shortly. Let's see here. Where is Sector 2's timing line? Maybe after Warsteiner on the lead up to the kink, perhaps. The track map I have here does not have sector time ends, so that's not super helpful. That's very late. Okay, so it's after the kink. So the third sector is really just the NGK chicane and Coca-Cola. Interesting. So he has a notably improved time here, probably about a second faster than his previous time, I'm thinking. Through here, we'll see. Indeed, yeah, little under a second. He's in third place. He is the championship leader of this series. And actually, while I have a moment, I'm going to go actually fix the misspell of Mateus Polidoro on the standings page. Since we are still just kind of chilling here, waiting for the qualifying to hit. Matias Polidoro has been corrected. My apologies for misspelling your name in the sheet. Roman Barthez has got a good improvement going here, about 0.8 up right now as he heads for Coca-Cola. And not really sure where this will put him. We've been seeing losing a full half second in that third sector, so it's only 2 turns long, but because the NGK chicane is there, there's a lot of time to be made up there. And it looks like Joaquin Juan Urena has got himself a very good third sector on the board right now. Let's see what Guido De Palma can do here. Heading up to the Warsteiner curve. Then it'll be onwards to the Advan kink, and that'll give us a Sector 2 time to ponder. Vic Vega heading out on track. Good to see Vic again. Through the NGK chicane goes De Palma. Not a very good pair of opening sectors, so I don't think he'll improve here. And he is being trailed by one of the other ESR cars there. Maybe trying to steal a draft off him. Oh, a little bit of shape on the curbs there. Vic Vega leading the pits again. Not sure why he was back in there. All right. So how's everyone in the chat doing? We hyped? We excited for Nürburgring? I hope we are. It's a great track. So we still got Juan Urena, Zatoni, Jerome, De Palma, Barthez, Gomez Martinez, Polidoro, Nick, and Braganca as our current pace setters. That being said, we know we have Vic Vega and at least one other car out there because Vic is being shown in 11th place, so there's somebody in 10th place. Just hasn't put up a time yet. Hopefully we get more. Should be looking at around 20 to 21 cars for this racing. Each communities are allowed to bring 7 cars, so we have 3 communities, so that should bring us to 21. Can be more if we get a couple of RCA cars
User
as
joined
well.
your channel.
It's Byron Dirksen.
I totally forgot what day it was.
Oh, that's not good. Well, you're here now, and that's all that matters. And we're still in practice, so it's not like
My secretary didn't remind me.
I didn't think I had to. Also, you need to pay me for me to be your secretary.
I wasn't talking about you.
Oh, we're talking about Martin. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Please continue. Got some new faces here today, Byron. Faces.
Who dat?
Got a guy named Diego Braganca, is what I'm going with is his name, or Diogo Braganca. Portuguese driver representing Tugas has joined the field. And there should be a couple others from Tugas that we have not seen before. Pretty spread out on times right now. So I'm hoping that when qualifying comes around, we get a little bit of a tighter field. And then that will hopefully lead to a solid race. But right now it's a little strung out. I mean, there's a little bit there between Barthez, Gomez Martinez, and Polidoro right now. That looks like that's going to be a good fight. But everyone else kind of spread out, at least a couple of tenths. So hopefully that closes up a little bit over time.
I'm guessing that Martin's gone for coffee.
Either that or he's chatting with RWB Charger. They were talking about having a conversation about a collab event between ESR and RWB. Which could mean that we could have Byron and Charger on commentary. Oh boy.
Goodness gracious.
Everybody get excited. Looks like a better lap time coming here from Braganca as he goes through the Schumacher S's, the Mini Eau Rouge that is here at Nürburgring. And then into the RTL Curve and the Warsteiner Curve. I've declared that the Warsteiner Curve is your favorite curve, Byron.
I do like both of those things.
Go.
I also like connecting via Parsec if anybody will ever accept my connection.
He's on that, it appears. I see it. He's accepting. He's accepting.
Oh my god, here we go. Diego Brandao from Tugboat Racing.
Now, how dare you compare him to Mr. Diego Brandao? That's silly Brazilian individual.
That's very true. He was a little silly.
Was a little crazy. Got involved in what I would say is possibly the most crazy incident in MMA history, which is very intriguing.
Even crazier than that other guy that did that one thing that one time.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a real competition for craziest thing to happen in MMA. But in terms of like modern MMA, like ignoring like the complete lawless days of the old west of the MMA, the whole thing in Russia where he left the cage mid-fight because the crowd was getting very, very rambunctious, and then came back only to be declared the loser for leaving the cage was very interesting. Also, he to this day claims that he got bit during that fight by his opponent, which, I mean, I don't necessarily not believe it. The Russian fighters have a history of not being the most rule-abiding individuals.
I'm sure it was the ref that bit him instead.
I mean, possibly. I mean, this is the country that gave us Saparbek Safarov, maybe the dirtiest fighter I've ever seen, both in terms of hygiene and in terms of fouls, because that man, I don't think he's bathed in a while.
Definitely.
Somehow got to the UFC without any discernible skill. Like, I remember when he came in and someone's like, I think it was my brother's like, so what's this Saparbek Safarov guy like? I mean, he's fighting someone who's been in the UFC for a real long time in his debut. He's got to be pretty good, right? I'm like, no, he is not. I don't. I think they thought they signed someone completely different. Dirty Rob is very excited to be fighting Manny in the next OFC card.
So. That sounds like a thing.
He was talking about he's like, oh my god, I just saw the chat. I'm fighting I'm fighting the fragrance connoisseur.
The perfume dandy. Manny, can't remember his last name.
Manny David.
There you go. There are many David.
Free plug for Manny David, who is sort of a buddy of ours.
I guess.
I mean, he was a nice guy.
Yeah, he was certainly that.
On the list of former MMA Stickum crew, he is not at the bottom tier.
No, I don't think he's been blacklisted at all. He just, I don't know, just didn't ever make it onto my list of people to hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking about Klapsel?
No. I'd say other things.
We talked about Klapsel the other night.
I did. I said a few things. And
you might want to review that before uploading it, by the way.
Oh, it's too late for that.
It's up?
It's been up for hours.
Oh, boy. I've been out of the house most of the day, so I haven't noticed.
Too late will be the cry when the man who uploads things has passed you by.
Mm-hmm. Vic Vega trying to get himself a legal lap here. Seems like a couple of guys are having a lot of trouble with the legal laps, which is a bit weird. I just don't think of Nürburgring as a track that has a section or a turn or whatever that really is bad for track limits. Wait, the two Irmers have different flags? What is this nonsense?
Do what now?
We have two drivers named Irmer, Henrik and Rene Irmer, and they have different flags. I had assumed they were like brothers or something, but now I'm questioning it.
They're actually the same person. He's just using proxies.
Oh, that'd be a treat. That would be impressive to race two cars at once. I mean, I don't even think you can be mad at that.
Can't believe we never thought about bringing you the screen, Mike, so that you can have a quick look at the data once in a while. That's a little silly of us.
I mean, I usually have a fairly good grasp of what's going on.
Yeah, well, it's still interesting to see who got damage and all that stuff.
I see the numbers.
You am the numbers.
It's like the Matrix. It's the Matrix code to me.
All he sees is blonde, blue head, screenshot.
Now we just need to get that code for the pretty lady in red.
Made a song about her once.
Now tell me, Neo, were you paying attention or were you looking at the girl in the red dress?
Neither. I was hacking into the NSA.
Oh, I mean that does sound like a Keanu Reeves thing. Mr. Anderson, help your elderly landlady with her garbage. That is the best line of the movie. I don't care.
It's pretty good.
The level of disgust he puts into that sentence is just one, why, and two, awesome. I'm awaiting for the arrival of a desk shelf to add to my desk here to elevate the second monitor up a little bit, and also, well, just give me a little bit of storage.
Well,
Hold
I'm
on,
not
hold on.
waiting for a new mouse because my new mouse showed up today.
We got the announcement to make. The arrival of Grande Pedro Magalhaes.
Oh, you boys can't walk away from a guy like Pedro Magalhaes.
No cry por mi Margarito.
What would be interesting is if he joins the server, if we put up an image of Vinny Magalhaes go plotting someone every time. That'd be great. Either that or Renato Laranja calling Vinny Magalhaes a fat Puerto Rican. Vinny Magalhaes' MMA career is one of the weirdest careers ever, I think. Like you just like pop up his Shirdog or his Tapology page, and you're just like, how does a guy who beat this guy and this guy lose to this fucking guy? It's so weird.
A lot of proof out there that MMA math does not work.
Well, it's more even just like stylistic matchups. Like Vinny has been randomly out grappled in MMA, and it's like very confusing.
Mm-hmm.
As the hordes are released from the pits.
5 the Horde.
Welcome to 20-minute qualifying session here around Nürburgring. Chance for, I don't know, 10 laps tops.
I was going to say, I don't think they get 20 minutes isn't enough time to get around the whole course, is it?
It is. This is not Nordschleife. This is Nürburgring. Same location, completely different layout.
same, but different.
Because basically, there's the stadium section of Nordschleife. That's what we're racing. We're racing in the stadium today and not going out into the countryside. So we'll see if Joaquin Juan Urena can show off his speed, because he dominated the practice session, and possibly looking to do the same here again in that Logitech liveried Esports Argentina car. Oh, one of the SR cars off. That's foolish. You really should not go off on a warm-up lap. Like this is not the time to be, braking late or taking aggressive lines. Like it's not time. Like right now, you should just be getting a little bit of heat in your tires, and you should be good to go. So that ESR driver will get a smack in the pants from the commentary.
That is very possible. Although I'm in favor of just driving very straight and cutting all the corners.
I mean, that's an option some places. Not so much here, though, I don't think. Joaquin Juan Urena on the move.
Joaquin on the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Got my new mouse today. It's pretty freaking nice. Well,
Nice.
it's all the buttons go click. The side buttons that I'm using, so I use there's a number pad on the side. So I just use number 1, which is the farthest forward, furthest to the bottom button for press to talk. The feel of the button's a lot different. The buttons themselves are a lot bigger. So I'm having to try and make sure I'm very precise on where I'm putting my thumb. But everything else is pretty good. The buttons are really, really close to the bottom of the mouse, so it feels like I'm digging into the mouse pad almost to press this button. So the technique is going to be an interesting one.
You will become accustomed to it over time.
Yeah, you betcha.
We're on board with Joaquin Juan Urena as he completes the Mercedes Arena and then heads into the Ford Curve and then Dunlop. Dunlop is that tight hairpin, turn 7. Ariel Zatoni going around as well. Kind of ignoring the purple sectors right now because a lot of it is like you're the only one that, when he messes up, He's going to let his buddy through. All right, that's good. That's good teamwork. Says, yes, Josiah, you take it. You have the hopes now. I don't have the hopes. I need to go for the lap. Into the NGK chicane. Next up is the Coca-Cola turn. Now, in fairness, I don't know if that's the NGK chicane because there's two different chicanes there, and I'm wondering if that turn has a different name based on which chicane it is. But I don't know, to be honest. As Josiah Jerome sets the pace with a 2-minute 5.76. I don't think that's going to hold because they went under 2 minutes in the practice session. And it was this main man, Joaquin Juan Urena, who did it. He's up 4.87 right now. 487 thousandths of a second. Can he hold it through Sector 3, which is the place he dominated, through the Coca-Cola corner? On to the start-finish straight. And it is going to be pole position, although not sub 2 minute. 2 minutes.
This is immediately snatched right out of his pocket.
Well, not yet, but it might be.
It's all about Josiah Jerome, currently representing Botswana.
St. Vincent still, I think. Although the Botswana flag is very cool. There are many very, very cool flags in the world.
Is it true that you make Botswana shake from here to Botswana?
Maybe. Mateus Polidoro heading through the Schumacher S's. Scott Nick heading through Dunlop. Heading up to the aforementioned Schumacher S's. Oh, one of the ESR cars got the Schumacher S's very wrong there. I hope that's not Ariel Zatoni because he does not have a lap time up yet. Wow, really liberal entry to the corner there. So it's amazing how far Raceroom has come because back in the day, that would have been suicide to go on the grass like that because your tires would become fucking ice. They don't do that anymore, I'm told.
Excellent.
Which is good. Scott Nick might have an improvement here as he heads into the NGK chicane. Might be able to get up past Rene Ermer here in the pecking order. Or Erme, I don't know. ER could be A or an
Erme.
I think Byron has declared that it's Erme.
Erme.
Indeed. Scott up into 4th place. Here is Guido De Palma, who has a personal best in Sector 2, but didn't have a very good Sector 1. Let's see if he can get across the line here. Still should be able to get up into about 3rd place. There he is. Very good 3rd sector. Wow! He brought it in the 3rd sector and ate back about 3/10. So if he can just get Sector 1 right, Guido De Palma might be a man who can do some things here in this qualifying session.
Especially if you can bring that 3/10 up to AA 10/3. So, Mike, how did you enjoy your game as a New York Ranger against the Capitals last night, or like what's the deal?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, they had 6 fights in the first period.
Okay.
I see a lot of rumbling. Drop the puck. They dropped the puck and
got Brawley.
Drop puck, drop gloves, repeat as necessary.
So we went full Hansen style hockey. I got
you. Oh yeah.
Pedro Meglish.
So the Capitals got the Rangers got their ass beat, and then they got fined $250,000 for talking shit about the safety officer of the NHL.
Mm-hmm. Is that still Colin Campbell, or is that changed over?
George fucking Peros.
Oh, George Peros.
What the fuck?
that doesn't seem like a guy I would have gone with for that, but okay.
I mean, he's the best judge of potentially dangerous stuff, right?
I mean, George Peros is a bit weird because, of course, by the standards of like a hockey player in general, and particularly a goon, very educated. I
was gonna say, you can just call him a goon. It's fine. It's true.
Well, no, I mean, like even by like a regular hockey player's standards, George Peros is very educated. I can't remember where he went. He's from Princeton. He went to Princeton.
Correct.
So there you go. You don't get a lot of hockey players out of Princeton. That's all I'm saying. Joaquin Juan Urena, purple second sector. Goes fastest again, 2 minutes 075. I still am surprised he hasn't broken 2 minutes, because he did it very quickly in practice. So the fact that he has not yet is a little bit strange. Luciano Ichazzo is out there struggling. I must say that, Luciano has not brought it this series. I don't know what it is. We were doing the standings the other night, and it really kind of hit me that given the esteem that I hold Luciano Ichazzo in, and it's very esteemed, his results have not been great in this series.
Could be worse.
And he's pulling up the standings for us.
Oh, wow. Look at that picture. Oh, never mind.
There we go. There's the standings for you. Of course, I can't read it on that small of a screen.
Correct. Are these the standings for ants?
Standings for ants. Anyway, you can see Luciano down there in 16th place, despite having attended every race. It's been a bit of a rough time. Only 2 top 10s all season long. A bit strange. You just expect more from him because he's such a good driver, such a strong performer. And Leandro Carroll is here. Hey, Leandro, what's up? And Josh McLaughlin.
I know that guy.
Got the South American vote, and we got the New Zealander vote here. Excellent.
Crikey and or good day. Go Power Rangers.
Pair of personal bests for Richard DeRoche. Let's see what he can do here. Currently in 10th place. And by 10th place, I mean he hasn't put up a lap time yet. So that might override the personal best there. But he goes 5th pick quickest. Good. Pedro Magalash. I'd like to see... Oh, boy. Pedro having problems. Pedro's still in that post-surgery lull. Serge Hendricks, currently in 8th place. We're going to get up there. So let's see here. The community breakdown. We got Esports Argentina at the front, but then it is 4 ESR cars. After that, in the forms of Josiah Jerome, Guido De Palma, Pedro Magalash, and Richard DeRoche. Then it is Esports Argentina's Roman Barthez and Leo Gomez Martinez. ESR's Serge Hendricks and Scott Nick. And then the top Tugas man, Rene Ermer, or Erme. Let us know what you prefer. Oh, new face. We have an A. Martinez, or Martins. Going 12th quickest.
Alexander Martin. He's actually not new.
Okay,
He just didn't score points.
Been here before. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
You've been here for decades. You sedentary.
I mean, I've been on the planet for decades, but not in this chair for decades. Right? I've been in this chair remarkably little lately.
Well, I mean, maybe you just relax. Didn't drink 93 lattes every 2 seconds.
Oh, I just need the whole DBS thing to clear up because it's interfering with my sleep. It's interfering with my sitting. It's not a fun time.
I can understand that.
Is that the butt stuff?
That's the butt stuff, yes.
Mike is currently medically into the butt stuff.
My butt is medically deficient right now.
Correct. What you need to do, I think, for this whole caffeine study you're doing as well is have Martin set you out a coffee planner.
Wow.
Hell yeah. Cold brew, baby. You can't go wrong.
Goes 3rd quickest, or improves on his lap time. I'm not sure which. I think he was in 3rd. Josh, this sounds not fun. Yeah, butt stuff is not fun. Don't do it.
You just gotta relax, baby.
All right, 19 on the server so far.
I mean, the problem is the way I like to relax involves, weight bearing on my butt, and that's the problem, actually. So, relaxing is not the answer.
That's very possible. Leandro, what are you drinking out there? I'm having some gin myself after having an accidental nap on the couch that I forgot what day it was.
Rene Ermer coming around there in 11th place. I'm thinking this will not be an improvement on his lap time because he got off the NGK chicane there quite poorly. And, oh, okay, well, that'll answer that question. Here is Diogo Braganca working his way through the NGK chicane into the Coca-Cola corner. Might have an improvement time, but I doubt he's going to move up from his 12th place. He's a little bit off the the pace there. Does improve his lap time, but not enough to do anything more than to stave off Alexander Martinez. Mateus Polidoro going very slowly. Not really sure why the camera picked up on him, but we'll see. He's a name that's missing from the front right now. Was definitely a guy you'd think would be a top 5 challenger. Joaquin Juan Urena, another purple second sector. Got out of the NGK chicane there pretty poorly, though, so I don't know if he's going to hold that best time. But we'll see. Can he finally get down under 2 minutes? The answer is no. Not better his lap time. Didn't expect it. He got that bobble out of the NGK chicane that was going to make it very difficult.
Chicane of fools.
Pedro Magalhães, currently running in fourth place, but he's got a much better Sector 1 going here. 0.144 off, 0.3689. Oh, okay, this is a threat for a top 3. Come on, Pedro. Gets through the NGK chicane into the Coca-Cola curve. We got some Juan Urena fandom in the chat. And we pull away from Pedro right as he's about to put up a lap time. There it is, 3rd quickest. Nice. Rtl Zatoni popping into 4th place. So the top 5 just got a completely different complexion. 5 of the top 6 are ESR, baby. Joaquin Juan Urena is really standing in the way of our global domination right now.
Giant steps are what you take. Joaquin Juan Urena. Hoping that my brakes don't break. Joaquin Juan Urena.
Actually, I raced against a guy the other. I don't know. This was maybe a week ago. Just a random pubby server. His name was Joaquin, and then his last name was Sun. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Pedro Magalhães making his way through some traffic here. Not a great first sector. Oh boy! That's gonna ruin his lap.
Me llamo walking on sunshine.
That being said, I will say, if there was no blue flag for that 23 car, then there was no reason to get out of the way. Richard Giroche improves on his time, but remains in 6th place. Guido Palma might have a little improvement here. Indeed he does. Jumps Rtl Zatoni in the pecking order into 4th place. Polidoro got a lap up, although he's down in 12th place. Wow. Still waiting on lap times from Henrik Irmer, Vic Vega, Ricardo Costa, and Hogni Pedersen. That's what I'm going with.
What's this with the hog in the knee pit?
He's got one of those O's with the slash through it, like he's got the Scandinavian O there. So I don't know. I don't know how to say that.
His name is Dave.
As Vic Vega heads out on track, trying to get a lap time in. It's too late, I think. Anyone who doesn't have a lap time up better be on a fast lap right now, because with 2 minutes to go, I don't think there's enough time.
It's going to take you 83 minutes to get all the way around this thing.
Yeah, about 2 minutes. So Ricardo Costa here is going to get one last chance as he crosses the start-finish line to begin what will be his only timed lap if he can keep it clean. And I think at this point, you just do a banker. You want that time up there.
What about Slurm? It's
Well,
highly
there
addictive.
goes. Oh wait, is that lap still legal? That lap is still legal. Wow, you can go way off at turn 1. I'm legitimately shocked that this lap is still legal. That was he had 4 wheels off the track limits. Thought we learned from F1 that we need to have track limits there at turn 1, but apparently not. Apparently not. Let's see if Alexander Martinez can improve on his time. Through the RTL Warsteiner combo.
That's probably good beer.
But it looks like Juan Urena is going to be our pole sitter, as a couple of guys will get to finish up the current lap they're on. And that is about it. Through the NGK
So
chicane.
four drivers did not make a lap.
Indeed, I saw
Costa,
that.
Hermer, Henrik Hermer, Vic Vega, and Hogni Peterson.
Oh, big spin out there from Martins, and gives a headbutt to the pit lane entrance. Alrighty. Well, you can see ESR doing quite solid despite the pole position from Joaquin Juan Urena, but his next ally is Barthez down in 7th place. And we've seen that Roman Barthez sometimes cracks under the pressure to get forward, so we'll see what he can do. We got a 5-minute warm-up here. I'm going to get myself a beverage refresher and be right back.
Make sure you add only the finest grain alcohol.
Non-alcoholic beverage in this case.
That doesn't sound like doctor recommended shenanigans.
I feel like we should have the Jeopardy song or something on.
I think people are perfectly fine with watching and listening to cars. That's sort of what they like for this particular captive audience we have here.
True that. It's not used to be so quiet.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm just I don't have random things to say today. It's been a weird week at work. All the random stuff happened to me earlier today. Although I did drop the giraffe neck fact on one of my coworkers, and his mind was blown. He actually messaged me a couple of times throughout the rest of the day, and he found an actual picture of a giraffe skeleton. He's like, "Holy shit, you were right!" I'm like, "I know, I'm right. I know."
I changed your nickname there, Brian. You're back to Thunder Lips.
Yeah, I just people coming in and they see, like, if I decide to do some goofy stuff to greet people, they kind of look at my nickname and go, "What?"
Well, I changed Delgado's nickname right now. So it's Mauricio Wine and Cheese Delgado.
Oh, very nice. Classy.
I was telling him to jump on the track right now as we're accepting more drivers. And he's like, oh no, I just got home with some wine and cheese I'm gonna have dinner with the wife.
Hell yeah.
So that's his new nickname now.
Wine and cheese and maybe something else.
And Netflix and not too chill.
What was that? Goddamn! So he had a whole list. There's Netflix and chill. There's Hulu and something, and I don't remember.
God, they're all trying to get in on it. You can't make out viral stuff. It just happens.
No, it was actually really funny. I just don't remember what the full list was. There's about like six or seven things on there. I think there was like Prime and something, and I just don't remember what all the rhymes were. I found it to be amusing.
That does sound like something you would find to be amusing. All right,
so the race will be 10 laps for race 1 and 20 laps for race 2.
None will survive.
And it is a reverse top 10.
Reverse top 10, top 20 in each race score for the Drivers' Championship. The top 10 score in the Team's Championship. So we will roll it on here, and we'll see what happens. We have signs of life from Hagen Peterson.
Hagen Peterson. What the heck flag is that? It's not Norway. It's not Sweden. It's not Finland.
I think it's the Faroe Islands.
Oh. Is he Egyptian? I didn't know that.
It is the Faroe Islands. Or however you pronounce F-A.
No, it's Faroe.
Actually, it's Iceland. Country Iceland.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's the Faroe Islands, sir. That's not Iceland.
It's
Iceland's the blue one.
in blue.
Yeah. Iceland's the blue one. We have an Icelandic flag, but it's
when you hover over the
Henrik Ermer.
When you hover over the Raceroom tool, it's straight up said country Iceland.
Then it's wrong.
Possibly, most likely, yeah.
Then it's wrong, because it is technically part of Denmark, but it is not. It is not part of Iceland.
So the driver of the day is Byron's mouse button 1, by the way.
There we go. Driver of the day, button 1, solid.
Yeah, very much so. I enjoy. I'm enjoying having a reliable source of commentation. Although you mentioned button 1, I'm like, oh no, it was my mouse.
Hang on, was Guido De Palma starting at the back? Is he in the pits? Anyways, we are off, and we will.
Guido. Oh no, there he is.
Maybe. Oh, there he is. Okay, just a glitch, I guess.
Mr. Hagen Peterson, you are going to.
Somebody's in the pits. One of the ESR cars is in the pits, and it is Guido De Palma, I think.
Oh.
Juan Urena has been overtaken at the start by Josiah Jerome. False start penalty for Hagen Peterson. We'll have a drive-through. So many ESR cars together, it's going to be virtually impossible to tell who's who. But the lead has gone back to Joaquin Juan Urena. He's gotten outside on Mercedes Arena and is back in the lead. Track limits warning for Vic Vega.
Oh, we got your boy Delgado in chat. What kind of wine? What kind of cheese? What are we doing here? And is the wife involved? And can you put any of that in chat, or will we get banned?
Will we get banned, or will the wife get aggro about it? That's the question. On board with Josiah Jerome into Dunlop. Leo Gomez Martinez has had a very good start. He's up into 4th place, so that's helping out the Esports Argentina goals right now. Roman Barthez also in the mix in 7th, and it's Ichazzo. Alexander Martins had a good start. He's up in the top 10. Good job. Serge Hendricks falling back notably. So he's one of the ones who has lost out big style at the start. And still no sign of Guido De Palma on the track. That is not good. Serge Hendricks battling with some of the Tugas boys. That's Diogo Berganca and Rene Ermer ahead of him. And then in behind him, it's Vic Vega and Ricardo Costa.
What's this about, a Dogo Argentino?
Diogo. As they head across the line to complete lap 1 here. Joaquin Juan Urena in the lead from Josiah Jerome, Pedro Magalhaes, Leo Gomez Martinez, Richard Durocher, Ariel Zatoni, Romain Barthez, Luciano Ichazzo, Scott Nick, your top 10. Oh, and Alexander Martins. Mateus Polidoro looking for a top 10 spot. Diving down the inside in turn 1. Can't get it done, or maybe he can as Martins goes wide. And that is going to allow Mateus Polidoro up into 10th place. Serge Hendricks under attack from Vic Vega. He's lost a spot to Diogo Braganca. I'm probably getting that wrong, so if anyone has a pronunciation for that name, please send it our way.
I don't see any other way to pronounce it. Braganca seems okay to me. It's maybe he's a Braganco buster.
Maybe.
Could be Braganca, but I don't, without the correct accent piece, I don't know if that's true.
Oh, one of the Tugas cars way off the track. Not sure who that was. Looks like it was Alexander Martins because he's dropping through. Or no, it's the guy behind Martins. It is, that was Braganca. And, oh, I just jinxed Martins as he spins it around. Martins loses it. The weird one is if we get Jack to do a race room race, if anyone recognizes the flag that he races under, because it is a bit weird. He is, of course, born in Denmark, but he is born to Danish parents, but he was born in an autonomous region between Finland and Denmark, and he races under that flag.
He's
getting a little frisky.
It's the Baltic Ocean.
It's pretty much in the middle of the Baltic Ocean, frankly. Yes.
The Baltic Sea is an ocean.
It's the Baltic Sea. It's the sea.
The Saltic Sea.
Yeah, there's an island in the Baltic Sea between Finland and Denmark that is an autonomous region that's officially part of Finland, but it has its own flag and he races under it.
No, that's pretty cool.
So, bonus points if we ever get him on track, if anyone can tell what the flag is without looking it up. That'll be interesting. I'm sure somebody will. We have enough, Scandinavian drivers that I'm sure one of them is like, this is incredibly easy. Josiah Jerome in second place. Him and Joaquin Juan Urena kind of getting away, kind of becoming we'll call it class of the field right now. Leo Gomez Martinez in a solid fight here with Richard Durocher and Romain Barthez over fourth place. They've kind of dropped Ariel Zatoni from the equation a little bit, who's back in seventh. And then there's another train forming behind Luciano Ichazzo with Mateus Polidoro and Scott Nick in there. Oh, very wide there from Leo Gomez Martinez. Opens the door for Richard Durocher. Through the Schumacher S's side by side. He gets the job done.
He gone.
Now he'll have to hold off at RTL. Oh, no. Martinez coming back at him. You got the inside Warstein, Richard. Don't panic. Don't panic. He's got it. In fact, actually, that worked out very badly for Leo Gomez Martinez, who loses a spot to Romain Barthez. Looks like Guido De Palma has internet issues because we're getting from the chat per Leandro Carroll that De Palma is on his screen running as Romain Barthez flashes his headlights in frustration with teammate Leo Gomez Martinez. I wonder if he just thinks that, hey, we're teammates. I'm faster than you. Why are you fighting like this? And it's a legitimate question if the pace is much different. Meantime, Luciano Ichazzo losing a spot to Mateus Polidoro. And Scott Nick trying to go around the outside of turn one. No, Scott Nick! In the wall. That's not good. Rene Irmer moves into the top 10. And that's going to slow down the charge of Scott Nick. And end his team scoring streak. But we'll find out. Romain Barthez overtaken by Ariel Zatoni. Barthez has got to be steaming in that car right now. He was fighting hard with teammate Leo Gomez Martinez. He's now lost another spot as Serge Hendricks moves into the top 10, overtaking Rene Ermer. Good charge from Hendricks after a bad start. Leandro Caro would like to remind us, he assures us that Guido de Palma is still running. He's just alone on the track, which is unfortunate. You can tell him, Leandro, that he can pull over. He doesn't have to finish the race solo.
He's not lying. You can see him on the director tool. Like keeps going up and down. It's weird.
It is weird.
Keep going.
There's a slowdown penalty for Guido de Palma.
Proof of life.
Proof of life. Steward decision against him. This is weird. Very bizarre. Very bizarre.
See, look at the screen here.
I saw it. I saw it. We're good. We're good.
He was in first.
Bring back the action. Matheus Polidoro going around Luciano Ichazzo. Interesting. Ichazzo is letting somebody by. He must not be feeling very comfortable in the car today. Anyways, lap 5, positional rundown. Joaquin Juan Urena still in the lead by about a second over Josiah Jerome. Paper Magalhaes and Richard Roche are pretty calm in 3rd and 4th place. Then there is the battle between Leo Gomez Martinez with Ariel Zatoni and Romain Barthez. That is over 6th place, or 5th place down to 7th. Then we got Polidoro in 8th, Luciano Ichazzo and Serge Hendricks. That rounds off your team scores. We also have Ermer, Berganca, Nick, Vega, Costa, Martins, Ermer the second, and Pedersen running still. And then Guido de Palma is in the shadow zone. We don't know what's up with that. He's in the dimension that Alistair Overeem inhabited after Francis Ngannou hit him with that uppercut. That's what it is. Or the Ben Askren ghost zone.
I would like to congratulate Guido de Palma for winning the race because he's got no one to race against and he can just go as fast as he fucking wants.
That's true. Romain Barthez on board through the Schumacher S's, heading up towards the RTL and Warsteiner curves. We'll see how Barthez handles this, because historically, and I don't mean to bash on the guy because this is a trait a lot of drivers have, but historically Romain Barthez has not handled controversial moments in the races very well. We'll use that word. As he looks down the inside, but does not go for it against Zatoni this time through the NGK chicane. Oh, mess up by Zatoni. Around the outside, Zatoni's got the inside in the Coca-Cola curve, though. I think Zatoni should be able to hold this. And indeed, it appears he did. See what happens heading towards the first corner here. Romain Barthez is definitely eager to make a move in the GoPro car. Zatoni has the inside line, but we've been through this. It's a very oh no! Both ESR or both ESRA cars, the Argentinians, both off the track. And Ariel Zatoni says, "Thank you very much. I'll take 5th place."
I like how you're trying to claim every organization as ESR now. That's pretty good.
I mean, only 2 of them because it's ESR and ESRA. I mean, they can change their name. I'm open to that.
I think you were trying to say Tug ESR earlier, so I mean that's.
I did not.
Maybe you should.
I have infinite respect for the Tugas people, and would never try to adopt their culture and customs as my
own. Why not? You just don't like them?
Nope. I respect them too much.
I see how it is. You're just like, no.
They have that.
They don't really
they have that stick-to-itiveness. They have fortitude. They're a tough group of people. An interesting homologation of racers from different places. Scott Nick flashing his headlights at Diego Berganca. I don't know why. He does not have to get out of your way, Scott.
But Scott desires it very greatly.
I imagine so. He would love to get up to 12th place. Oh, one of the ESR cars is off. Who's dropping? It's Serge Hendricks. Serge Hendricks off. Scott Nick down the inside. Scott Nick does get his way and gets past Diogo Braganca and up into 12th place. Or, pardon me, 11th place. That whole De Palma flying around the standings is going to be very distracting. Gonna have to look where he is and then go for it. By the way, Roman Barthez is battling with Leo Gomez Martinez again. Diogo Braganca trying to get it back up the inside in the NGK chicane. Scott Nick hangs on. Should be able to hang on through. Oh, never mind! Aggressive move by Braganca, and it works. He moves back in front of Scott Nick.
You got nicked in the Scott of time.
He did, very much. Get that job done. Roman Barthez, slow down penalty for track limit abuse. It's been an interesting battle between Scott Nick and Diogo. Nick carrying that damage.
Oh.
Up the inside into the Mercedes arena.
On.
I'd have to look at it in a replay. That does feel bad from Braganca's point of view, though. But you never know. How is Serge Hendricks' car? Looks like Serge Hendricks is largely intact, so that contact with the wall appears not to have damaged the car in any significant manner. At least not visually.
It's still a little bit bug-eyed.
Well, it was bug-eyed to begin with.
Still.
What do you think, chat? Was that side-by-side by Scott Nick and Braganca clean? Or do we have a to go with the missed apex guys? Whose fault is this?
I'm still trying to hear about what kind of wine and cheese we're dealing with out there with Mauricio.
Indeed, Mauricio, get on that. Man, the
He
wine,
did post a
man,
picture.
the cheese. Oh, he did.
I ain't trying to see no pictures. I can't deal with hieroglyphics.
It's a brewery. And I don't know what type of wine it is, because, you can't really see wine.
Oh, come on. You should be able to look at the transparency of the fluctuations and the whatchamacallits and see what it is.
It's a wee bit nutty.
I think no one's going to disagree with he clipped his front and caused the spin. The question is, was there sufficient overlap to guarantee Scott Nick's space there? And in which case, that would make it Braganca's fault for turning in on another car. Or was that Scott putting his nose where it did not belong? That's the question.
I feel like Scott touched the grass, and this car is easy to spin. So
I don't know. I've seen a couple of cars go.
Scott's
I've seen a couple of cars go two wheels on the grass and handle it pretty well. So I don't know about that. Pedro Magalhães, by the way, catching up to Josiah Jerome, battle for second place and top ESR honors. Bit of a weird circumstance here because looking at it from a team standpoint, you wonder, is Magalhães the guy who maybe can run down Joaquin Juan bring it home for the team? But at the same time, Josiah is a championship leader, and in a battle with Juan over the title, do you, as Magalhães, just sit behind him? I mean, I guess it all comes down to, does Magalhães think he can catch Juan or not? If he thinks he can, I would say probably let him through. Josiah settles into third place. Oh, that is Leo Gomez Martinez off the track. And Roman Barthez moves into sixth place. Also going through is Luciano Ichazzo and maybe Rene Ermer. We'll see. Yep, Ermer is through. Up at eighth place for the Tugas crew with their Castrol livery. Rene Ermer is shining today. He's having a really solid race. Doesn't necessarily have the fastest car, the fastest pace. Is somebody getting out of the way there under blue flags. One of the Tugas cars struggling around the track. I assume that is Hogney Pedersen. Rene Ermer battling with Leo Gomez Martinez. Martinez down the inside into the NGK chicane. And gets the job done, but is very unsettled on entry. The option to go for it into Coca-Cola is there for Ermer, but nothing is going to come of that at the moment. That is the battle for 8th place, although it is being shown as 9th right now because Guido de Palma is in front of them. There we go! Now it's 8th place. background there, it is Luciano Ichazzo. Oh, no, that's Polidoro trying to find a way past. Ichazzo's up ahead. My apologies. Polidoro having a kind of bad day. We've come to expect a little bit more from him on the track, but he does get past Irmer and into 9th place. So he is contributing to the ESR Argentina. There you are. We're just adopting them fully. They're just ESR Argentina wing. Up into 9th place. Joaquin Juan Urena picking up a track limit abuse warning, but still runs in the lead by about 3 seconds over Josiah Jerome, who definitely cannot catch Juan Urena. So again, we're kind of back into the does Magalesh feel like he can do it? And does Josiah let him through? Richard Roche in 4th place, Ariel Zatoni 5th, then it is Barthez, Ichazzo, Gomez Martinez, Polidoro, and this man Rene Irmer, currently the top 10, currently scoring for their respective teams, and currently in the reverse grid. Scott Nick on a recovery drive. He's back up to Diogo Braganca after their contact.
We're going to have the revenge.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully Scott Nick can keep it clean. Live up to the ESR standards of quality driving.
Sometimes.
Slow down penalty for Alexander Martinez. Martinez has had a rough day. He had a great start, was up in the top 10, but now runs in 16th place. It's been a rough time.
These are Porsches, not roughs.
They could be roughs, though, because the roughs are knockoff Porsches. Bam!
Let's take this in the chopper cam.
Back in the day when Raceroom didn't have rights to having Porsches in their game, they just put roughs in the game, RUFs, and basically they were Porsches. Because Rough is a company that does high-performance Porsche modifications. Similar to Alpina and BMW, as well as Carlson and Mercedes.
Scott's getting close.
Scott has definitely got the pace. Braganca is a little bit unstable through a good chunk of the Mercedes arena. It's a great place to catch up with him. But catching on this track and overtaking are two different things. There's not a lot of great opportunities to overtake around Nürburgring. There's turn 1, which is that is St. Vincent, Tyler. There's turn 1, which is a fantastic overtaking opportunity. There's the NGK chicane. You can overtake there. Coca-Cola Curve. You get a good access off of the NGK chicane, and then there's Rtl Curve. That's about it. Not really a ton else that you can work for overtakes.
Josiah's racing under the St. Vincent flag there, Tyler.
Indeed. I believe it's St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Checkered flag is out.
I believe I went over every fact to do with St. Vincent and the Grenadines known to mankind last time.
Indeed.
We got some lizards.
It's a shame ACC doesn't have all the Caribbean flags for him to fool around with. He's just going to be under the Cuban flag in ACC. Oh, boy!
Oh, boy.
Braganca way off the track, hammers into the wall. I don't know what happened there. That just came absolutely out of nowhere.
He's very
and almost a sketchy rejoin, but Hendricks does get through unharmed. So no harm, no foul.
I think he and Nick are doing the whole make a corner, do a shot thing.
So we got a weird thing here of where is Guido De Palma going to be classified, because it's showing him in 4th place.
I think he's going to be showed as 18. Let's
see here. No, he's shown as 4th. He is shown as that is weird. It's going to be some bizarre stuff on the log file, I'm betting. Oh boy.
Guido in the alternate dimension wins again.
He does. Joaquin Juan Urena is your winner from Josiah Jerome and Pedro Magalesh. After that, it gets interesting. We'll see. We'll see if that lets him join the grid this time. That's the question.
Yeah, is he still on the server? Let's go see.
Well, it's still registering him as on the server. Like he was there the whole time, just in the pit lane.
I should have just kicked him.
That's not
I don't
bad.
know.
Don't do that.
I don't know. I don't. I've never had this happen, so I have no idea how to handle this. It wasn't disrupting the race. It was just, where was he? Like, that's the thing. Like, where was he in the pecking order? How reliable is that fourth place reading? I don't know. That's the weird thing.
He was like plus 9 laps, right? So.
No, plus 9 seconds. It didn't say laps. It just said seconds.
Okay.
It was still registering him semi on the timing chart. Like, it's very weird. It's very bizarre. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
I vote everybody gets a parallel dimension.
Then we're not racing. Then we're just hot lap.
No, then we get to see all of the ghosts overlap, like reverse Mario Kart style.
Oh.
So it was actually varying between plus 9 seconds and plus like 19. So it kept moving up eventually. So it will be very interesting.
I just think it only had him some of the time, is what I'm thinking. It's very weird.
But some of the time they had him all the time.
Very bizarre, very bizarre.
Guido de Palma found guilty of using super hacks, and then rewarded an extra spot on the roster.
Found guilty of breaking racing logic and the parallel dimension border. He's the Doctor Strange, Dr. De Palma.
I'm good with it.
So Guido is saying that he ran the entire first race normally, but only him on the server, and he just got kicked out before the release of the second race.
I'll allow it.
Well, I think he gets the fourth place if the log file agrees, anyways, and then he just doesn't get to participate in race number 2. I think that's pretty much the compromise.
You can't deny the man his sovereign right to race.
Well, we also can't get him back in the server.
How dare you deny this man his right to put people in the wall and squeak the tires?
But he didn't put anyone in the wall.
Well, he would have, but he was again denied his internet given rights to do things freely and fuck shit up.
Don't take this the wrong way, the entire country of Argentina, but he lives in Argentina. He has no internet rights.
These are true statements.
It's not an insult to the country. Your internet just sucks. That's all I'm saying. Ask Andreas Lasudis about that. We still await race number 2.
So this is race number 3. How drunk are you?
2. I'm not drunk. That's your job. That's not my job.
Oh yeah. I don't know if it's a job per se, but it's a hobby.
It's a perk.
It's true.
You get to have a rational reason to get drunk.
Well, I mean, the people expected, so I mean, I got to give them. Whoa, hello. That was some fun stuff.
One of the ESR cars going backwards on the track. I am not super happy about that if I find out who that was.
Long story short, Got to give the people what they want.
All right, race number 2 coming up here. Reverse top 10, top 20 score in the teams or in the drivers' championship, top 10 in the teams' championship. Here we go. I don't remember who picked up pole position. I think it's Rene Irmer. Oh no, he crashed. No, it was Braganca that crashed. I think it's Irmer that's starting up front. There's the helicopter cam. All right, it is a Tugas car up front. It is Rene Irmer and Mateus Polidoro, Leo Gomez Martinez, and Luciano Ichazzo on row number 2. Here we go. And we're off. Bad start there by Polidoro. A great start by Leo Gomez Martinez. He gets through the front row and into the lead. It is Gomez Martinez to the front.
Golf oil to the... Oh, no one's racing golf oil. Everybody's fired. Everybody finishes last place.
Big side-by-side moment. 3 wide through turn 1. Romain Barthez in the middle there. I'm not sure who's with them. I think it was Rtl Curve and Richard... No, it wouldn't be Richard Roche. Maybe Richard Roche and Luciano Ichazzo, actually. I think are actually the ones that got in there. But anyways, Gomez Martinez in the lead from Polidoro at the start. Rene Irmer down to 3rd. Romain Barthez, 4th place. Somebody moving very slowly at the back of the pack there. One of the ESR cars.
It's not me.
Looks like it might have been Pedro Magalesh who was dropped down to the back of the order.
It's probably Guido De Palma.
It is Pedro Magalesh who was dropped to the back of the pack, so it looks like something happened to him. We'll see what he can do on the comeback. Oh boy! That was terrible! One of the, I think it was Joaquin Juan Urena just actually pit maneuvered 2 cars. That is not good. That is dirty pool from the race 1 winner. But it does move him up into 7th place temporarily. I say temporarily because he probably will go forward or he'll get a penalty that pushes him backwards. These are the 2 choices. Rene Irmer versus Richard DeRoche. DeRoche trying to find his way through. It is a top 3 for ESR Argentina right now. Gomez, Martinez, Polidoro, and Barthez. Pick up Rene Irmer into the NGK chicane. Pole sitter has fallen back to 5th place here on lap 1.
Isn't NGK that hip-hop duo from Texas?
Might be. I don't know. I assume the turn is named after whoever sponsors the turn. But...
Very possible. Rene Irmer, you have 5 credits due to the morality code.
Rene Irmer getting overtaken by Rtl Curve there for 5th place, and Joaquin Juan Urena will be the next one up onto the Irmer door as he shoves Irmer. Juan Urena is getting a little bit aggressive here, I think. This is a little bit much. I would not be happy with him if I were some of the drivers he has pit maneuvered in this race. Hopefully it's a ping issue. Hopefully.
Are you really hopeful?
I'm hopeful because, Richard DeRoche loses it.
Are you
I'm hopeful
filled with hope?
I'm hopeful because I've raced with Juan Urena before and he's usually very clean. So I'm hoping this is a case of the internet is acting up and the cars are not necessarily in the correct spots for what he's seeing. That's my hope. As Josiah Jerome goes side by side into Dunlop with Rene Irmer and gets the job done up into 6th place. Irmer falling back quite quickly, but hopefully he can hold now because he's got the likes of Hendricks, DeRoche, Scott Nick, Alex Martins, Braganca behind him. So not super fast guys, not guys that compete at the very sharp end. So hopefully he can hold on for a little bit because I'm in the Irmer fan club right now. I appreciate him coming out and showing the hustle and the dedication.
Do the hustle. Do.
Rtl Curve is the lead ESR man up in 4th place. Scott Nick battling with Alexander Martins. Martinez again with another good start. We saw this last race and then saw him go very much backwards. So Martins needs to teach some of his buddies how to do race starts because apparently it's a strength of his. But he needs, in return, I think he needs to be taught some consistency.
Wow, just because he's hopped up on cocaine.
I mean, it might be cocaine. But he is holding a point-scoring position for Tugas right now as Scott Nick looks down the inside into turn 1. Meanwhile, at the front, Roman Barthez and Polidoro both have gotten past Leo Gomez Martinez, so he's fallen back to 3rd. Now under pressure from Richard DeRoche and the very aggressive Joaquin Juan Urena, along with Josiah Jerome. Or not DeRoche, Ariel Zatoni. My apologies. Riding on the rear of Ariel's car. Oh, Juan Urena getting very close. He knows he's got the speed to get to the front and run away with it. And it just seems like he's a bit impatient to get there.
I mean, I thought that was the whole name of the game. Get impatient to be at the front.
Not necessarily, because being impatient to get to the front can lead to some major mistakes that can deny you the ability to get to the front, either through damaging the car. Somebody going very slowly there. That's Leo Gomez Martinez falling back.
How about strategically being impatient to get to the front?
Very kind of slow and slightly dangerous through there, actually, because he got very, very slow, and he's now giving up another spot there as Josiah Jerome goes through. That got very sketchy. And I don't know why. I don't know why he lost so much pace.
That's probably because of all the cocaine in the trunk.
Maybe. Stop accusing our South American racers of smuggling the cocaine.
Hey, they're all just a lot closer to Colombia than I am, so I'm just, assuming the ease of access, right?
Ease of access and envy?
Correct.
Pedro Magalhaes, 14th place on the comeback tour here. Looking to get past Luciano Ichazzo, who's having a bit of a rough day. Down the inside goes Ariel Zatoni, and Juan Urena collects him. That one I don't think is on Juan Urena. That was Zatoni going for a poorly thought out move against Roman Barthez. Personally. At least, again, contact in the rear by Leo Gomez Martinez. He shoves both ESR cars into Juan Urena. Zatoni gets through, and I think Jerome might as well. So much contact here in race 2. What is going on, guys?
Tell you, all the cocaine. Oh, headbutt. I like that.
Headbutt for Jerome. So Juan Urena down from 3rd into 5th now.
Get him, Joaquin. Get him.
Not supposed to be cheering for him. He's up against our boys. It's
the
our boys up there.
Almost wall in the round I call. Rumble, young man, rumble.
That's our boy, the Double J. The most bass in a 17-year-old you've ever seen.
He's at least 18 right now, isn't he?
I know. But I mean, still, at 17, most bass you've ever heard.
Correct. But I admire the stick-to-itiveness and the headbuttedness and the torpedo-ness that is Joaquin Juan.
Looks like Barthez is the cork here right now, because after getting some separation after that contact in the Mercedes arena, he's almost immediately being caught up again. So it looks like Barthez does not have the pace to really compete at this level, but he's going to try anyways up in 2nd place. Meantime, Rene Ermer has... Nope, he's still in the same spot. Never mind. Was 6th, still 6th. Being caught up by Richard DeRoche and Serge Hendricks. It was DeRoche who had overtaken Hendricks. Was the position change? Juan Urena to the inside. Into turn 1. Against Josiah Jerome, the 2 championship protagonists. And he gets the job done up into 4th place. Jerome trying to come back on the inside. Pushes Juan Urena to the outside and a little bit off the track. Gets it back for now. Really needs Ariel Zatoni to let him up past and then have Zatoni do battle with Juan Urena. That's the championship goal right now if you're playing the team game at ESR. Meantime, Mateus Polidoro continues to lead.
Good old Pomodoro sauce.
We have an update from Alexander Martins. He's having some brake issues. Interesting.
Like physically on the rig, or
Not sure. I'm not sure if it's a hardware or if it's a game issue. Perhaps we can hear more from Mr. Tormento.
I thought that said tomato.
Tomato?
I like a little tomato.
So it's a little screen. It's a little screen that has the chat on it. I apologize.
Thanks, YouTube, you bag of dummies.
My apologies. Hardware issue is the call.
Oh, it's easy. You just go faster. Don't bother with brake. You just push that gas pedal hard.
Well, if he's got some hardware issues, he's doing quite well to be running in 14th place. So credit where it is due. As Henrik Ermer gets off the track and picks up a warning. As does Ricardo Costa. Richard DeRoche down the inside of Rene Ermer for 6th place. Gets the job done. We have seen some very close, very punchy racing today, especially here in race number 2.
Punchy? I mean, you don't have to call people out like that for the physical period.
Punchy.
Oh, my bad.
Very Robbie Lawler-esque.
He is a bit of a punch fist.
Brutal Bob Lawler. Josiah Jerome getting very close to Ariel Zatoni once again. Certainly not a lot of team play going on with the ESR cars right now, though it looks like Ariel did just let Josiah through, so. Came probably a little bit after I was calling for it, but it did happen. And Josiah up into 3rd place. Now he needs to go run down Roman Barthez and Mateus Polidoro at the front of the pack.
That Josiah Jerome kid, he coming for you.
Mm-hmm. Diogo Braganca and Scott Nick are fighting over 9th place, so they're back. And Pedro Magalesh has fallen back again, so problems for Pedro yet again. Maybe the most cursed racer on the track right now. Has potentially the pace to win. After all, picked up fastest lap last race. And down in 15th place. It's got to be frustrating.
I feel as though Pedro just needs to put more people in the wall.
I mean, that would be one potential solution to the problem. Josiah Jerome setting up for a move on Roman Barthez into turn 1, and Joaquin Juan Urena doing the same. So Martins apparently only has about 70% braking, so it's either a dead zone or a hardware brake
on
issue.
The defense.
Barthez spins Polidoro! Josiah going for the lead. Polidoro keeps it for now.
Oh boy.
Pomodoro gonna get sauced up.
It could be
Magalash saved it. Not Pedro. Joaquin. Oh man.
Meantime, Juan Urena overtaking Ariel Zatoni for 4th place. Josiah up in his 2nd over Roman Barthez. What a run through Mercedes Arena. And the top 5 looks completely different to what it came in as. Juan Urena getting past Barthez as well. Barthez is falling like a stone. Ariel Zatoni wants past as well. I said Roman Barthez felt like the guy who didn't really have the pace of this group. And it might be showing a little bit now that he's a little bit off the comfortable area as Ariel Zatoni goes through into 4th place. Barthez started this lap in 2nd, now runs in 5th place. Josiah Jerome on the tail of race leader Mateus Polidoro. Although Alex Martins is shown as the leader right now, I don't think that's accurate.
Well, maybe they just need to work on your aim.
Looks like we lost Leo Gomez Martinez. Maybe whatever caused him to lose pace earlier on in the race was terminal. Possible. Juan Urena looking at the back of Jerome. Jerome looking at the back of Polidoro. Any of these 3 could take the lead here. Or it could Could even fall into the hands of Ariel Zatoni. Down the inside from Josiah Jerome into the lead.
Whoa.
Late move into Coca-Cola. Polidoro
boy.
fighting back and pushes him wide on the grass. And that is going to let Juan Urena through, as well as Ariel Zatoni.
Something happened there? Is he losing all that spot?
He's got dirty tires. He's got dirty tires after going on the sand.
Well, just drive faster.
That's what I thought. The Coca-Cola turn it tempts you with an overtake, and I just don't really think it's really that much of no!
Dirty tires.
He's got no grip. He's got no grip right now.
Thank you, Roman.
Championship leader is in trouble. And that means it is now 1-2 once again from Esports Argentina, with Polidoro leading Juan Urena, Zatoni, Barthez, Jerome, DeRoche in the mix there. Rene Erber's keeping up pretty well, actually. He's only about 2 seconds off this train, fighting with Serge Hendricks. Somebody off the track there. That is Ariel Zatoni off the track and falling. Not sure what happened there. But he falls to 6th. And it is now all ESR Argentina on the podium. Polidoro, Juan Urena, Barthez. You got to be imagining that if there is a team leader for ESR Argentina, a team manager, so to speak, he is yelling at Polidoro right now to get the fuck out of the way of their hope for the championship, Juan Urena. But if there are orders, Polidoro has not gotten the memo. Or he's conveniently avoiding his email right now and refusing to take that memo. Refusing to acknowledge the receipt of that message. As Josiah Jerome does pick up 3rd place, getting past Romain Barthez through the Bob Van Kink.
No Bob and Kink chain.
Juan Urena looking down the inside. Hopefully he's learned from Josiah Jerome's mistake there, though. That's not necessarily a good idea. All right, turn 1. This is the big one. Polidoro going defensive, then resumes the racing line. We have information from the chat that Alexander Martinez has no brakes, so his day might be done.
It's perfect. That's all you need for racing is gas. Gas and steering wheel. It's fine.
He's gonna have to use clutch to brake. Just disengage the engine. Oh boy. Okay, Juan Urena is still behind Polidoro, so we cannot accuse Esports Argentina of team orders right now, because Mateus Polidoro is not playing the team game right now. He is looking for victory.
There is still 12 laps to go. So
I know,
but
like,
their time.
But if you let Juan Urena through now, that gives him 12 laps to just like absolutely sprint away. Like, the team move here is Polidoro moves over and lets him through. It is not what is happening. Polidoro's been in the lead for a long time, and he wants it. And they're getting very close to taking each other out. I'm not going to lie. If I was the community leader here, I would be telling Polidoro to get out of the way. Because this is not going to end well, I don't think. In the background, we can see Ariel Zatoni going side by side through the Schumacher S's with Romain Barthez. Looks like Barthez held on to 4th place. But there is a lot of action going on. Oh, that's Richard. Okay. Oh, yeah. Ariel's way back in 6th. Jesus.
You're drunk.
No, I forgot that he fell back that far. I thought he came on still ahead of Richard. But no. Also, that's Richard getting really racy in a manner that I'm more accustomed to Zatoni doing. Juan Urena going down the inside to the NGK chicane. Polidoro is slamming that door hard. He is not giving the lead up. He is not giving up this lead. Mateus Polidoro smells victory, and he wants it.
I think we're going to need the chopper cam on this.
Juan Urena will probably look to the inside here into turn 1. This is the best overtaking spot on the track. Rethinks it.
We were just here, weren't we?
And Polidoro hangs on. Oh, gets a little shaky. Nice save. I mean, I'm kind of like simultaneously saying that Polidoro should not be doing this, but I'm not going to lie. The defense has been beautiful. This has been tenacious and legal. It's been great. I think it's the wrong thing for the team is all. Polidoro into the Ford curve. Still hanging on. We'll see if Juan Urena takes a look into Dunlop. That's going to be the next overtaking opportunity. But he has to be very close into Dunlop to make it happen. And I don't think he is. Polidoro's got enough of a gap there. Jerome's getting closer in the background. Serge Hendricks has gotten past Rene Ermer in this whole excitement, up into 7th place. Also on the charge, Luciano Ichazzo now in the top 10, having displaced Diogo Braganca, and Pedro Magalhães is up to 12th. But all eyes on track are on this battle between teammates Matheus Polidoro and Joaquin Juan Urena for the race win with 11 laps to go. Defensive move again. Into the Schumacher, or not the Schumacher S's. No, that was the Schumacher S's. I'm right. Oh no, that was the kink. Oh boy. Once again, very close in the NGK chicane. And once again, Polidoro hangs on. I thought Juan Urena had him there. I thought the overlap into the NGK was too much. But Polidoro fighting with the heart of a gladiator. Someone needs to make a movie and cast Russell Crowe as Matheus Polidoro. As now Josiah Jerome is in on this. Polidoro is blocking Jerome. It's letting Juan Urena have it. But Jerome will get 2nd place. And Polidoro down to 3rd.
I don't think he's really going to settle for that. I
don't think he's going to settle for it.
He's going to put everybody in the wall.
He's getting... Oh, the aggression.
No. Oh, shit.
Very close. Richard Durocher gets a run on Romain Barthez. We know Romain Barthez is a tenacious defender. Into Ford. Not really much of an overtake here. You really got to set up for Dunlop. That's the next opportunity that Richard Durocher is going to get. I don't think he's close enough, so after this, he's probably looking at the RTL Warsteiner curve.
Oof. A little deep there.
The weird thing is, Polidoro was really nowhere in race 1. He's a reverse grid guy. And it's amazing to see him punching way above his weight right now. At least what seems like his weight here at Nürburgring. He may yet get that podium. He's on the attack against Josiah Jerome, who's lost the tires again after going wide. Opportunity there into the RTL Warsteiner curve. Held onto by Josiah, but those tires are still not gripping. And it opens the door for Polidoro. You can see Juan Urena getting away. This is what it should have been earlier on if you're the Esports Argentina team manager.
This is not good.
Josiah hanging on to the NGK. I think he's okay.
There we go. Yeah.
Romain Barthez is getting in on this as well.
Oh my god.
I think we know Polidoro needs to cut his meth intake by at least 20-25% there.
Well, that was more Josiah getting wide that opened up all that. They're coming up to a lapped car, which I assume is Hoggy Pedersen up ahead of them. As we have lost Alexander Martins as well as Leo Gomez Martinez from the proceedings. Richard Durocher trying to get around Romain Barthez. He's been trying to get around Romain Barthez for laps, and it hasn't really worked out. As you can see, he is still behind him. Oh, okay, that's a blue flag car. That's Pedersen getting out of the way. Okay, I was gonna say action coming, but nope, just the blue flag. Place your bets, chat. Who gets the final step on the podium? Will it be Durocher? Will it be Barthez? Or will it be Polidoro? Or other? What's the call? Durocher going around the outside of Barthez. I'd say Zatoni's a live dog in this. I think he's actually the fastest of these 4. Just currently positionally at the back of the pack. In 6th place. Magalhães is claimed another spot, overtaking Diogo Braganca. He's up to 11th. Needs to get into the top 10 to score for ESR. He'll be looking to displace Luciano Ichazzo down the stretch. Might also be able to get Scott Nick. I don't think anything higher is really on the cards. We got a pick from SD70M2Man, who says Byron's going to get that last podium spot.
That is correct. I am going to sprint out there and big step my way all the way through this.
Barthez was tempted to go for Polidoro there, but it did not come through. I will say this, Polidoro's got the best defense of the NGK chicane. That's, I think, his strength. He has a very good run through there. It's variable. He seems to be settled on multiple different lines through that chicane, and that's really been his key to staying in front. As Barthez goes defensive against Richard DeRoche here for 4th place. And, oh boy! Hop the curb. Richard DeRoche doesn't get through. Ariel Zatoni almost collected both of them. Oh, Richard, come on. You got to get out of the way now, man. Those tires are not going to hold on against Ariel Zatoni, I don't think. Those tires can't be good having gone over the curb and onto the runoff. Yeah, he loses it there. That's going to let Zatoni up into 5th place.
I would like to congratulate myself for being myself and being the driver of the day.
That's the problem sometimes when you go for the overtake, is you're putting yourself at risk to end up off the track, get the dirty tires, and then you're going to get attacked from behind. And now this group of 4 has been split into 2 groups of 2. Polidoro versus Barthez and Zatoni versus DeRoche, as Polidoro loses it into the Dunlop curve, and that's the podium for Romain Barthez, at least 4 now. We'll see what Polidoro can do. Meantime, Josiah Jerome has pulled 4 seconds clear of this group and is about 2 seconds behind race leader Juan Urena, as it looks like Ariel Zatoni gives the spot back to Richard DeRoche. Interesting move. Not sure what the deal with that is. There's no real championship implications in that move. And it has felt like Zatoni's been the faster of the 2. So, interesting team orders from ESR. Or just the actual ESR, the good ESR.
Wow, my goodness.
The one that it takes people in from outside Argentina.
I suppose we are less geographically.
Actually, I shouldn't say that, because Jesus Huerta from Peru has raced for the ESR Argentina crew. So they do have Argentinians, just not many of them, it appears. Oops, slow down penalty for track limit abuse for Diogo Braganca.
Diego Argentina.
Luciano Ichazzo has gotten past Scott Nick up into 9th place. That has happened off camera because, well, a ton of shit has been happening at the front. And we don't have the Scott Nick fan club in chat today, apparently.
This is weird. Yeah, usually Scott Nick is the at least 2nd place in the vocal fan support area.
Indeed, but nothing today.
Let's go. Get her done.
Looks like Henrik Irmer has made a mistake, because he's fallen much closer to Hogni Pedersen and way away from Ricardo Costa. Car looks fine. Doesn't look like he hit anything. It's maybe a really slow lap or something. I don't know. Because he was less than a minute behind Costa and is now a minute 19 behind him. And he was way ahead of Hogni Pedersen and is now only about 11 seconds up. Richard DeRoche has caught up to the back of the podium battle. Barthez and Polidoro. Barthez has managed to sprint a little bit out ahead of Polidoro, about a second. Richard looking down the inside. And gets the job done at the kink. Up into 4th place. And we'll see if he can hunt down Romain Barthez. Oh boy. But Polidoro in the NGK chicane does not give up easy. Goes for it hard. Ariel Zatoni just watching this. Being like, yes, destroy each other.
Maggle, I have a trivia question for you.
Hit me.
Equal to roughly 746 watts, what is the animal-based unit that is used to measure the rate at which work is done? Is it donkey strength, zebra force, lung thrust, or maybe horsepower?
Horsepower.
Boring and correct. I like donkey strength myself.
The donkey strength one is good. I kind of want that to become a metric now.
Donkey Strength, Llama Thrust is a solid second place. Zebra Force, not bad. Workshop that a little bit and get back to you.
Richard DeRoche now ahead of Matheus Polidoro when we were talking about horsepower. Well, he'd gotten ahead before, but he's still ahead. Now Ariel Zatoni on the tail of Polidoro. He'll be the next one to try to solve the mystery that is, how do you pass Matheus Polidoro without him murdering you? Meantime, Luciano Ichazzo's pulled out 2 seconds over Scott Nick, but that slowdown penalty for track limit abuse makes me suspect that it may not have been entirely on above board. We'll just put it that way. Pedro Magalhaes, by the way, almost into the top 10. He's 1.4 behind Scott Nick. I assume Scott will probably let him through and see if he can hunt down Luciano Ichazzo.
Scott Nick will let no one through.
Scott Nick knows how to play the team game, sir.
Scott Nick will put you in the wall.
Scott Nick is a team player. And speaking of Scott
Nick probably is good at sports.
Speaking of Scott Nick, dude, you're in my sim group and you have no tags. You need to fix that. You need a fighter or a baseball player. Something, man.
Banned.
You sir are banned from the garden. Richard DeRoche still running in 4th place. Matheus Polidoro on... Oh, Polidoro coming back at him. Into turn 1. Can Richard get the undercut? The cut back. No, Polidoro's going to hang on to this, I think. Maybe. Yes. Yes, he is. Matheus Polidoro back into 4th place. Which is big for the team's championship. It makes 3 of the top 4 Argentinian racing club. There you go. ARC. There you go. New name.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Richard wants that spot back. So it looks like my earlier thoughts that this was going to be a great battle for 3rd. I mean, it was. Don't get me wrong, but it looks like his kind of pacified into Roman Martinez. Here we go. Polidoro with a slowdown into the RTL Warsteiner curve. Looked like there was some contact there. A little bit of a shutting the door that couldn't be shut, I think, from Polidoro. Somebody in the pit lane.
Oh no, Richard got disconnected.
Oh no. No.
Jesus.
In the middle of a fight for 4th place, Richard DeRoche loses the car and is out of the race. Wait, did he get disconnected? Because he wouldn't be in the pits if he got disconnected. Did he hit escape?
I wouldn't know. He's showing at 14.
Because normally, if a car disconnects, it disappears. It doesn't go to the pits.
Maybe it did the Shadow Realm thing.
Maybe. Possibly.
That means that in a different universe, Richard DeRoche is now in 1st place.
Oh, yeah.
I just hope it wasn't a rage quit from Polidoro smacking into him. Because Polidoro did very aggressively, I think, try to shut that door in a manner that wasn't really going to work out for a guy with a slowdown penalty. Pedro Magalhaes on the charge. He's gotten Scott Nick. Next on his list is Luciano Ichazzo. Gets another ESR car up into the top 10 for scoring purposes, but we lose Richard DeRoche. That's a big deal. Because it looked like he was probably gonna take home a 4th place here today. Because I thought he had Matheus Polidoro, honestly. But now we will not know. By the way, Pedersen moves in front of Henrik Irmer, so he's having a really bad race down the stretch. Well, Rene Ermer still runs in 7th place, which is one of the better results Tugas might take home in a while. They had a couple of early results from Sergei Yakubchuk, but since then, not a ton to celebrate. But Ermer's had a fantastic race.
Fabiano Ermer?
Rene Ermer. It's Fabiano Iha. Thank you very much.
Well, I was going for Shermer, but whatever.
Oh, that too. A lot of Fabianos in MMA.
See.
Fabiano Leopoldo.
Fabiano... over.
Fabiano Diaz.
I did not know there was a Fabiano. Assuming
Not-
there's at least 17 Fabiano Silvas.
I've never seen one, but you're probably right. There's a Fabio Silva, which is probably short for Fabiano, if we're being honest.
Fabulous.
Fabiano Serrao. We'll see if Ariel Zatoni can crack up into that podium. He's got 3 laps to do away with Polidoro and Barthez. They're catching up to Barthez at a very quick rate. I wonder if he's maybe miscalculated his fuel and is doing some fuel saving. Because I can't really think of why 2 battling cars would be catching him when he's been pulling away from them this whole time. I assume Barthez has some kind of problem, some kind of concern that's caused him to turn down the aggression in terms of speed. And the most likely thing I can think of is fuel.
Not meth.
Well, meth could be your fuel. Polidoro makes a mistake there, coming out of Warsteiner. And that gives Ariel the run. But we're coming up to Polidoro's favorite spot on the track, the NGK chicane. See if he can come back at him. And the answer is no, in this case. So it is Zatoni versus Polidoro versus Barthez. Last spot on the podium on the line. See what happens here. Juan Urena and Josiah Jerome are pretty comfortable looking in first and second place. After them, it is Serge Hendricks. Then it is Rene Ermer, Luciano Ichazzo. Pedro Magalash is about 2.2 seconds behind Luciano. Maybe he'll get a sniff on the last lap. I don't know. Probably not, though. Scott Nick 10th. Diego Berganca and Vic Vega are having a good little fight over 11th. Then it's Ricardo Costra, Henrik Ermer, and Hogni Pedersen. Braganca's car has seen better days. That has some serious damage on that car.
No comedic damage?
I'm not really sure what comedic damage on a car looks like. Do you have any suggestions?
I mean, maybe it looks like a smiley face?
Oh, that would be comedic. Top 6 goes ESR Argentina, ESR all the way through. Juan Urena Jerome, Barthez Zatoni, Polidoro Hendricks. So no doubt that these are the two teams that are battling it out for the team's championship. And today, Esport Racing Argentina has taken a little bit back from the ESR crew. And a big part of that was the loss of Richard DeRoche here in lap number 2, or race number 2.
You just wait until race number 4.
1 lap
We'll be
to
at this
go.
all night, gentlemen.
1 lap to go, and Juan Urena can become the second man to pull the double-double in this series. The other one, of course, being Josiah Jerome back at Imola, where he won both races. It has not been done since. But the Nürburgring is Juan Urena's playground, and when Pedro Magalhães had problems at the start, it looked really good his way. Although, I'll be honest, if there's some stewarding to be done, Juan Urena may be facing some penalties because there were some aggressive bumps that he threw out there. And I'm hoping that ping really was just the problem. But he did not deliver the cleanest charge through the field. Let's put it that way.
Agreed.
Rtl Zatoni still trying to get that podium position off of Romain Barthez.
Who's your driver of the day, gentlemen?
That would be Leo Gomez Martinez because he's very relaxed.
I mean, it's a tough call because I mean you've got Juan Urena becoming the we got to flash the headlights there from Rtl Zatoni. We've got a double winner, which always feels like you got to go with it. But at the same time, I was kind of let down by the amount of contact he had running through the field. So it's tough for me to go there, honestly. Rene Irmer just overtook Serge Hendricks. I'm gonna go with Rene Irmer, especially in this second race. I know he started on the front row, and that was, obviously a part of why he's up there competing. But he hasn't wilted under the pressure, and is bringing home one of the better results for Tugas right now in 6th place. We have a winner, Joaquin Juan Urena. Barthez looks like he's going to hang on to the podium, and Rtl Zatoni has to settle for 4th place. Still alive, though, for 8th place, Pedro Magalhães all over the back end of Luciano Ichazzo. And not really sure what happened with Serge Hendricks, but he's dropped way back of Irmer after getting overtaken. Ichazzo closes the door into Coca-Cola and will bring it home in 8th place. One of his better runs, actually, of the season. Magalhães into 9th, and then Scott Nick rounding off the top 10. Vic Vega unable to get past Diego Bronco, pardon me, Bronco, Braganca so far, despite Braganca's obvious damage to the car, and they have run out of after checker flag time, so it will be Braganca 11th, Vic Vega, Ricardo Costa, Henrik Irmer, and Hogni Pedersen. Your 15 finishers: Richard Durocher out, Guido de Palma out, Alex Martinez out, Leo Gomez Martinez out. Although Durocher only 4 laps down, may be classified under, depending on what the percentage they are using for this series is.
I will give him 17 points because he finished in 16th place.
Well, he won't get that.
Why not?
If
I
he
thought
gets,
this was reverse grid.
If he gets a
points,
16th,
right?
he would pick up 5 points.
No. Reverse grid means reverse points. The guy in last place gets first place points.
No. Even that wouldn't work because it'd be 50.
75,000 points per lap.
All right. Well, that is the race for today. It was a pretty good one. A lot of action, even if there was some bobbing and weaving, some punchiness in the grid. But it was handled, and we got a double winner in Joaquin Juan Urena, and we are off to. My brain is failing me.
Shanghai.
I think it's Shanghai. Yeah.
I think it's Shanghai too, because that's what it says here.
So we'll be out to Shanghai next, which will be interesting because it's a track that sometimes doesn't really suit cars. So we'll find out.
That means we're racing stadium trucks, baby. See it in 2 weeks.
Whoa, stadium trucks at Shanghai would be a terrible idea.
Wow, you just criticizing the talent level we have here? Unbelievable.
I'm criticizing the car.
Wow.
All right. Get me the results when you can, and I'll update the standings here.
Yeah. We'll go with without Guido de Palma on race 1 and without Richard on race 2, no matter where they stand. And let's end the stream. See you everyone in 2 weeks. Go ahead. You can finish what you were gonna say.
Oh, it's time for the stream.